right, we are back. Hopefully. Man, why does it say be that bad? But I have a bad feeling it will be. Yeah, it's good for now, but for some reason it's already saying that the internet quality's not good. I don't know why it's saying that. We were having problems at the end of the race last night, or truck race at Texas. Welcome back, Joshua. Well, just buffering a bit, but it's buffering for me too. YouTube, or if it's like actually my internet, like it's saying it is. And we're gonna have to get through this at some point tonight. Gotta get this thing started. I don't want it to run too late. I think we're just gonna roll with it, and then if something bad happens, we might have to restart it on another stream. I'm just gonna go into it as quick as possible for something bad happens. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here today, welcome to another edition of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel. Xfinity Series action. Iowa just got done qualifying here. Qualified 24th for today's race. Looks like we will be starting 23rd. So this is going to be a fun one. Short track racing on a Saturday night, starting mid-pack. We'll see what we can do for today's race. Chase Briscoe will be starting on the pole with Justin Allgaier starting outside pole. Jeffrey Earnhardt, Vinnie Miller, and Josh Williams all starting at the rear of the field as well. So this is going to be interesting. I mean, it could be PlayStation. I guess I didn't really put that into consideration either. So here we go. Green flag in the air. We're underway. 250 laps of racing at Iowa Speedway. This is going to be a fun night. Oh. Why? I don't understand why the stages weren't on. They're always on. Well, you guys are gonna hang on here for a second. And now I gotta re-qualify and everything else too. Stages. Boom! There we go. We'll try that again. I have a bad feeling this is not going to be a good, easy night. This is not, we are not off to a good start here. You know, that's why. Hang on. Disconnect. This might help a little bit. Not that. No. Cancel. Alright, that might help just a little bit. Let me qualify real quick again. Unfortunately, I'll just start at the back. What the heck? I'll just skip qualifying. Alright, well, change of plans. Looks like we're starting at the rear of the field. I don't feel like qualifying again. Got 3 drivers starting at the back as well. So, now we'll get into this. Hang on, I gotta get the chat up now too. Is it even working? Alright, we're working. Okay, we're good. Sorry for that, everybody. I don't know what was going on there. All right. Chat's up. Race is up. We're about to get going. Take two. Green flag in the air. We are underway at Iowa. Now we can get this short track racing on a Saturday night underway. 60 laps in the opening stage of the race. So one lap in the books. Dale Jr. already able to gain a couple spots right out of the get-go. Looking underneath of the 08 of Joe Graff Jr. He'll move past him now through turns 3 and 4. Riley Herbst trying to follow Dale Jr. up through the pack right now. Junior's car's a little on the tight side, not too much. But early in the run, it isn't perfect either. Look at these guys fanning out up here, 3 wide, a little further out ahead. Junior couldn't quite pull up in front of Matt Mills. Mills took the air off that right rear corner panel of Dale Jr.'s car. Still 3 wide. Man, David Starr got really loose. Trying to keep it off of the 89 of Landon Castle. And again, man, that 6 car, David Starr, just keeps wobbling center of the corner off. The rear of the car really wants to come around on him.
Still there.
Josh Bilicki losing a couple spots there to turns 1 and 2 that last time as well. And now the 89 of Castle goes high. Dale Jr. on the inside. Riley Herbst trying to follow Jr. through there. Jr. couldn't quite clear the 89 of Castle. Jr. seems to be a little bit better in turns 1 and 2 than what he is down in 3 and 4. And this time he'll complete the pass easily on Castle. Riley Herbst following him right on through the pack. Again, thanks for everybody tuning in here Saturday night. Gotta pause it for one quick second. I don't know why my chat's not working. See you guys commenting, but alright, there we go. Garrett Master 2000, R6, welcome to the stream as well. It's like my chat kind of froze. The comment showed that you guys were commenting, but I wasn't able to see who was there. Austin Hill now all of a sudden trying to get around Dale Jr. for position. Jesse Little, David Starr up here, battling side by side for a couple laps now. Jr. washes up into the wall off of turn 4. Pretty significant contact down to the inside of him with Austin Hill. Man, that lost Jr. a ton of momentum. Look how far back he ended up dropping. He only lost 1 position, now 2 on Alex LeBay, but Jr. just got really tight off of turn 4, pushed way up the racetrack. That's a pretty hard hit into the wall, and then ricocheting back into the side of the 61, who was able to drive on by despite the contact. And now Hill's actually looking to make passes up there. They're 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Probably the widest short track on any of the top 3 series in NASCAR. From where the apron is all the way to the wall. Even these straightaways are very wide here. Probably one of the more crazier restarts of the short tracks within NASCAR. I would say this in Phoenix. This is a more standard short track of under 1 mile in length. 0.825 mile track to be exact.
Got a car coming inside now.
And now Riley Herbst to the inside of the 8 of Junior. 3 wide off of turn 4. This could be tight going into turn 1 if nobody gives an inch. Junior just going to duck in line right behind Herbst. He played it smart. Best way for both of them to get around LeBay there. Junior just had to let Herbst go, and now Herbst misses turns 3 and 4, giving Junior the bottom of the racetrack. Junior might be able to get right back around him again.
You're all clear up top. Got one peeking outside.
Big move. I'm surprised he got around Jesse Little as quick as he did. He also gets to the inside of Joe Nemechek. He'll get around him off of turn 4. So up to 23rd, working his way through the field slowly but surely. 15 laps already complete in the opening stage, so we're a quarter of the way through stage 1. And to lift a little bit off of turn 2 now, 16 seconds already off the race lead as well for Dale Jr., so definitely going to have to pick up the pace as this run carries forward. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Still trying to run down Austin Hill. Remember, they made contact about a handful of laps ago as well. Guess it looked a little more significant than what it actually ended up being. Seems like the exit of turn 2 seems to be a little bit wider than what the exit of turn 4 is. Not by much. Logan Miller, welcome to the stream. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the early going of the race here tonight. How tight that corner entry was for Junior into turn 1, trying to get this race car to turn. But it should be a good, fun night of short track racing, though, that is for sure. Had some good races here at Iowa in the past on the channel, whether it was NASCAR Heat 4, NASCAR Heat 5, Truck or Xfinity for that matter as well. Haven't ran our Truck Series race here yet on that season, but the first of 2 dates for our Xfinity Series, so we will be back here again with these cars. That will be for a night race, this one in the daytime, as you see here. Junior almost able to clear Jeremy Clements off of turn 4. Not quite. Clements is hanging around. Junior tries to outbrake him into turn 1. And meanwhile, he gets underneath of Austin Hill and clears Hill off of turn 2. What a big, bold maneuver. Michael Annett in the 1. Already outside the top 20 now. Jeff Green having a solid start to the night. 38 car underfunded team. Inside the top 20, that's a pretty solid run for them. Really a backmarker team for that matter. Jeffrey Earnhardt not having a great start to this one either. Oh man, almost some contact. Junior really got tight off the exit of 2, stayed in the gas and almost got right into his nephew there on the outside. Trying to get back into it, but now that time the zero crowded Dale Jr. Allowed him to not get back to the gas as soon as what Dale wanted to. Outbreaks him into turn 1, easily clears him. Now closing in on Vinnie Miller in the 78 car. Going at it into turn 3, diving way to the bottom, but probably dove a little too deep. Had to lift a little early. Stick with the normal camera now, at least to the end of stage 1. So Junior is making his way through the field. He's about halfway through it. Started at the rear. I did qualify 24th. But then, as you guys saw, I forgot to make sure the stages were put on. For whatever reason, they were not on, so I had to adjust that.
Still there?
David Starr's been moving through the field as well. Remember, he started back around with Dale Jr. That was after a bad qualifying effort for Starr. Back to 17th now. Junior will get around him. Josh Williams, Ryan Sieg up here. A little more spaced apart. It seems like the further Junior's been getting through the field. The problem is, you know, he's quite a ways behind the leader because he hasn't had to deal with any lap traffic yet. And he is 18.5 to 19 seconds off the lead. So that's going to be tough to win this opening stage of the race if we don't get a caution at the start of the day today. Junior's car starting to loose up on him all of a sudden about halfway through the stage. Just past halfway through the tire run, not quite 60 laps or halfway through the stage either, so it's going to be interesting if this does stay caution free. Is he even going to be able to last on that right front tire? Under 50 laps around this track, although it's not long with it being a short track. Only having 4 sets of tires is not a lot. So Junior really wants to make this last to the end of stage 1, even if there is a caution. Right now, I think he wants it to play green, though. Doesn't want to give anybody else any sort of a fresh tire advantage, perhaps. Ray Black Jr. goes high. Jr. staying consistent right around the bottom. Oh, a little contact on corner exit. He tried to lift in time, but he still couldn't. A little bit late to get out of the gas there. Wanted to stay in it as much as he could, trying to keep that momentum up, and now the 07 really slid. Man, Jr. tight again off of turn 2. Easily cleared him. The 07 did not get through turns 1 and 2 well at all. Granted, he was on the top side again, but even still, Junior checked way up on corner exit and had him cleared by a long shot. Nor was the 07 of Ray Black Jr. close enough to try to get the crossover when Junior checked up. Can't really carry the run off the outside here at this racetrack. It is multi-group for a short track, but you can't really go all the way near the wall. You can run a little bit off the bottom and try to make it work more towards that like middle lane, but that's about it. Speaking of middle lane, Dale Jr. right up the middle between a couple of the slower lap cars. Still 18 seconds back. Should be able to get to the top 10 easily by the end of the stage, at least get some sort of stage points, but as far as the stage win goes, might have to hope for better luck in stage 2. The way things are starting off here tonight.
You got room. You're clear.
Dale Jr. on a hot streak right now coming into this race today. 3 consecutive victories.
Careful. Still there.
And Junior Motorsports as a team has finished 1-2 in the last 3 races as well. In that stretch. Charlotte, Mid-Ohio, and Michigan were the 3 racetracks. Oh, blown tire! Tommy Joe Martin's in the wall hard! Off of turn 4. That was a very hard lick. We stay green. 24 to go in stage one. That was an extremely hard hit. His tire blew right on corner exit. And he was all the way at the bottom of the track when it started. That was a very vicious hit to the outside wall. And once he hit it, he couldn't really get off of it. But somehow we still stay caution free. Must have been out of everybody's way enough there.
Stay at the bottom here. All right, you're clear there.
Junior almost in the top 10 all of a sudden. Now they gave him a free position. Now he's going after Brandon Jones for 10th. Over down the front stretch. And he's got the positioning going into turn one. And clears him in the center of the corner. So Dale Jr. into the top 10 now for the first time tonight. That right front already down to 31% tire wear. You see the pole sitter Chase Briscoe already back to 9th. Haven't seen the driver started outside pole in 2nd. That was Justin Allgaier at the start of the race, so he is luckily even way further ahead. Looks like he's at least in the top 5. At least, so again, not sure exactly where he's running. Big run, clear. Junior barely clears Briscoe. 20 to go now in the opening stage.
Still there. Clear high, clear high. Got one peeking outside. You got room. You're clear.
Seems like a decent amount of drivers are already a lap down as well.
Still there.
But with no cautions up to this point, that seems to happen quite a bit whenever you go short track racing. Obviously, you can get to the back of the pack a lot quicker. You're one of the cars at the front of the field, especially over the course of a long green flag run like this one to start the race. So I'm assuming Tommy Joe Martin's obviously got to pit road that following lap after hitting the wall off of turn 4. But I don't see anybody on pit road currently, so he might have made his way back out onto the racetrack, but I'm very certain that he probably lost at least a couple laps in the process of it. Junior now to the inside of Alfredo for 7th. He's got him. Oh, a little contact with Austin Hill. Hill gets loose off of turn 4, makes a great save. That definitely checked up Earnhardt. Got Ross Chastain not too far ahead of him. Noah Gragson as well for position here. That can move him into the top 5. Still about 12.5 seconds off the lead. Still time to catch the leaders, but if he's going to want to make those tires last to the end of the stage too, he might have to hold back at some point.
Careful. Still there. Trail out.
And yes, Junior's in the top 5 now, getting around Gregson. Daniel Hemrick in 4th, Justin Allgaier 3rd, a couple more Junior Motorsport cars. 4 of them in a row running 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Still there.
Annette, though, the lone one of those drivers, unfortunately, is outside the top 20. Already at least 1 lap down. And Junior's fast on the long runs because he is cutting into that lead. But he was almost 19 seconds off the lead before he started to cut into that lead. So he's got to make sure that deficit doesn't get really any worse or anywhere close to being that bad at the start of a run. It's just too much to overcome from what it looks like, and you can tell he is airing out that right front tire quite a bit, trying to run down as many positions as he can. Allgaier, Hemrick caught in this heavy amount of lap traffic. Junior's closing in quick. Looks to the inside of Hemrick, lap car in the way. Joe Graff Jr. in that 08 car. Junior already to the inside of Hemrick, now going off into turn 3. Allgaier trying to get away. Dale Jr. is up to 4th. Justin Haley with a great run in 2nd. He has had a rough go at it. Well outside the top 12 in the point standings right now with no wins on the season. Obviously, he'll be fighting for a playoff spot come the end of the regular season if he can't get a win, but he's off to a good start tonight in 2nd. Dale Jr. up to 3rd now, getting around his teammate Allgaier. And now 8 seconds off the race lead. Cindric is in the lead. David Starr up to 14th. He keeps moving up through the field as well. 13% left on that right front for Dale Jr. He hasn't let up yet. 9 laps to go. Really wants to close that gap more and more. He thinks he's got a shot to catch those guys. Mathematically, it's possible, but I don't know if he could save the right front in the process of doing it. And lap traffic might have to come into play as well. Haley is closing the gap slowly on Cindric. Not sure exactly how fast of a car he's got compared to the 22. It might be a 3-horse race for the stage win here. Haley just less than 3 seconds back. Ashton G, welcome to the stream. Yep, Austin Cindric winning the Xfinity Series title today. Dale Jr. now just less than 6 seconds off the lead. If he doesn't catch Cindric, I think he can catch Haley for 2nd and at least get 9 points. Trying to help himself out in the regular season standings at least. Unless the 22 catches insane amount of lap traffic, which again is possible. Currently Justin Haley's dealing with a ton of lap traffic. Junior's less than 2 seconds behind him all of a sudden. Oh, Haley still stuck behind a car. And now we have a caution. Oh boy. Caution is out here at Iowa with just 6 laps to go in stage number 1. It looks like we're only going to have 2 laps left when we go green. Everybody's pitting. Dale Jr. though is going to stay out of the pits and pit under the stage brake, trying to make those tires last a couple extra laps. One for 2 on your picks this weekend. Yeah, we'll see if you go 2 for 3. My predictions video will be out tomorrow. Obviously well before the race starts, but for my predictions on the championship for the Cup Series at Phoenix tomorrow. Green flag back in the air. See if Junior can hold on. He's on old tires. 2 laps. Haley actually beat the 22 of Cindric off of pit road. Junior starting to drift up the track high. Haley looks to the bottom. Junior with a block. Trying to hold off the 22 into turns 3 and 4. They're coming to the white flag. Haley went high. 3 wide for 2nd. And here comes Hemrick up the middle. Haley to the lead. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go in stage number 1. Who will get the playoff point? Junior on the bottom. Haley trying to ride the outside. Hemrick is coming up the middle. Can't get there yet. Haley closes to the bottom of the track. Junior had to get on the brakes hard. They're 3 wide for 2nd, 3rd on back. Justin Haley will win stage 1. Junior fades back to 5th on the old tires. He was holding on for dear life on the bottom of the track. But the 50-plus lap older tires just wasn't enough to hang on for even just 2 laps around a short track, and Justin Haley will steal the stage 1 victory. Not going to lose all the track position. I guess there's only 12 cars on the lead lap, so that'll help. And Ray Black Jr. will get the free pass in 13th at the stage break. So an exciting end to stage 1 here at Iowa. It's been a great start to the race so far. Already 60 laps in the books. Starting to get a little darker on the racetrack. Lights are on. Still a little bit of daylight out there, it looks like. I guess it'll be pitch black and dark by the time the final stage comes into fruition. Green flag back in the air. Stage 2 now underway at Iowa. So Justin Haley, after getting that stage win, that was big. Again, he needs all the points he can get right now. He's well below 12th in the standings to try and make the playoffs, and he doesn't have a win, so maybe he can get that win tonight, but if not, a good solid points day would be awesome. And to do that, he's going to need stage points in every stage. Why not max out and get 10 in the first stage? That's a great start. Can't get any better than that for Justin Haley, and he's got Daniel Hemrick trying to get around him. Currently, Junior's going to sit in 12th here. Just doesn't quite have a short run car, and also he's only got 2 lap fresher tires, so that's not really going to do much either. Now he lost the bottom of the racetrack. He's got Josh Williams in the 92 under him, and now the 51 of Clements just stuffs it in there to try to hang Junior out on the outside. Junior finally back down to the bottom off of turn 4 and going off into turn number 1. Jeff Green all of a sudden to the bottom of the track as well. Oh, little contact. One of the nets slipped up the racetrack a little bit. The 5 was underneath him and got right into the left rear corner panel of Dale Jr.'s car. Sure, some accidental contact between the teammates. Junior was presumably on the bottom as it was and watched him up the track. Loses a little bit more ground. Now he gets into the back of the 36 of LeBay. Three wide just up ahead there for a quick moment. Austin Hill almost got into the side of the 38 of Green off of turn 4. He almost slid up right into him. Wasn't a lot of room between the two cars. Junior already 6.5 seconds off the lead. He was 19 back. He has not led a lap under Green yet either. Haley did lead both of those last 2 laps of the stage. So the only laps Junior's led was under that caution back at stage 1. Junior flatlined it going into turn 3. Turn 1 rather. He got on the brakes in time. Tommy Joe Martin squeezing up the middle. Tommy Joe Martin's, remember, he was in 11th place when he blew that right front tire and got in the wall hard off of turn 4. He is in 31st currently because he lost a couple laps. They never got the caution. Had to repair that damage under green flag conditions. So easily lost a few laps. But he's trying to fight on. Maybe he can get a couple more DNFs, score a couple points there. Remember, Tommy Joe Martins has a win this season. He won the season opener at Daytona, a last lap pass for the win on Dale Jr. that day. And currently he sits 17th in the point standings coming into this race as well. So as long as he stays inside the top 20, he will make the playoffs with that win. Josh Bilicki, on the other hand, another driver who's got a win that's right around 20th in points. Bilicki comes in 22nd in the point standings, and he's nearly 40 points back. He won at Talladega. He can get into the playoffs if he qualifies, if he can get into the top 20 in points. Currently on the outside, so that win will not assure him a playoff spot like Tommy Joe Martins or even Dale Jr. Harrison Burton that have wins this season, but if he can get in, that could steal a spot away from, you know, a guy like Justin Haley who's got fast equipment most weeks. And Haley, of course, struggling to start the year outside the top 12, and having two guys below 12th with wins definitely hurts him. He's basically got to try to get into the top 10 in points at that point. He's got a lot of strong competitors without wins that are ahead of him to qualify on points, like Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric, Brandon Jones, Riley Herbst, Noah Gregson, Michael Annett, Justin Allgaier. The list goes on and on. So it is not going to be a easy task for Haley to make it into the postseason. Even Ross Chastain, his teammate. So it's good that Haley's running well in the early going of this race here tonight. So 60 laps in stage 1, 60 laps in stage number 2. That will leave us for a 130 lap final stage of the race here tonight at Iowa. Junior pulls up, clears Michael Annett off of turn 4. And Junior didn't fall nearly as far off the lead. He still could be fading, but he's less than 12 seconds off the lead right now. Remember, he was 19 seconds back in stage 1, got to within 5 seconds before the caution came out. Kind of split the strategy. So if we stay green to the end of this stage, can he make it? Plus, it was going to be risky. I mean, if we had to run those extra 4 laps that were ran under caution in that last stage, I don't know if that right front would have made it on Dale Jr. The caution helped him make it. Well, we had caution laps at the end of stage 1 here, giving him 3 less green flag laps. So basically, he's just got to make it 1 extra green flag lap than what he did last time. I think he can make it. Seems like he's taking care of his tires a lot better at the start of stage 2 than what he did at the start of the race. Back at stage 1, everybody is on their second set of tires currently right now as well. But the time is ticking. Junior can't sit around and wait forever. Now he's 12 and a half back, so he is still losing ground from the leaders. Although he's probably gaining at least a little bit of ground on the couple positions in front of him. Brandon Jones in 10th, Brandon Brown in 11th. He's about a half a track behind the race leader. Man, Junior entered in way too deep into turn 1, and now the 0 of Jeffrey Earnhardt kind of crowding him down there. Not the first time. It seems like Jeffrey Earnhardt keeps crowding Dale Jr. A couple times he's tried to pass him today, though. This time it's not for position like it was back at stage 1 when they were battling each other. Junior enters in really deep into turns 1 and 2, and he clears them. See if Jeffrey might be able to get a crossover back to the inside. Not quite going to be able to beat him back to the gas off the exit of turn 2. So David Starr in 14th, currently the first driver 1 lap down, and he's got a decent gap on the 15th place car in the 92 of Josh Williams, who's trying to catch him for that free pass position. You see Starr running the top, but Williams is running the top also. There's Brandon Breck behind Mike Harmon. Junior will use him as a pick. And Dale Jr. up to 11th. Which he had earlier. We'll again probably have to see if lap traffic will play a factor and whether or not Junior can actually get back to the lead or not. Run on the outside of these guys. Junior doesn't have a lot of room. Oh, he kind of put it in the wall off of turn 2. That didn't help either. It's 3 wide, not a lot of room, and definitely cost him a little bit of time. Now working underneath Tommy Joe Martin's into turn 1. Decent run off of turn 4. Daniel Hemrick's really faded back. Remember, he restarted second in this stage. Almost won stage 1. There's a couple times he was peeking up the middle, 3 wide. I think he ended up finishing second. Yeah, he would have, I guess. So Hemrick did end up finishing second last stage. Remember, Junior fell back to 5th. So he got scored for 6 stage points. Better than nothing. The where he was running before the caution and on the restart were both worse. Or better, I should say, than what he ended up finishing the stage. So I guess either way you look at it, still had a negative outcome. With a run now on Brandon Jones for 9th to the inside. A lot of lap cars up here. Gonna play a factor in turns 1 and 2. Junior still slides in front of the 19. 3 wide to the bottom off of turn 2, trying to get underneath Colby Howard. 90, Cesar Baccarella. Jones has nowhere to go, and he's caught behind them again into turns 3 and 4 when they were side by side. So no chance to even have a look to get back to the inside of Junior. Off of turn 2 and even off of turn 4 as Junior now starts to pull away from up to the 9th position himself. Still 12 seconds off the lead. But he is pacing better this stage, so we'll see if he can run those guys down. I'll put too much stress on that right front. It's 26 laps to go in stage 2. Again, this stage is flying by. Much like the opening stage did, only one caution for incident here today, and that came out at lap 54. Back in stage 1. Allgaier was in 3rd for the large part. That opening stage, he's about to drop back to 9th once Junior gets around him here, so Allgaier not as good here in stage 2 compared to how he started the race. And Gregson goes high. Got a little tight into turns 3 and 4. Junior easily going to pass him for 7th. I don't think Gregson let him go. I just think he missed the corner completely. Giving Junior an easy path to get around him. And now look at Chastain and Alfredo side by side for 5th. Tucked in behind the lap traffic. They almost split him 3 wide. Alfredo using the traffic as a pick. Not anymore. Chastain with a run in the middle. Junior all the way up there. Oh, 4 wide for a quick moment. Chastain had to lift. Alfredo didn't give him any break. Junior went to peak 4 wide there for a second. And now 3 wide, trying to split Jeremy Clements in the middle lane. Junior with a run down to the outside of Alfredo. Beats him into turn 3 for 5th. That 8 car's looking fast here in the second half of the run, much like he did in stage 1. It didn't pan out for him there. 20 laps to go in stage 2. Can he get to the front this time? Briscoe, Harrison Burton in a tight battle for 3rd. Burton hanging on, not by much. Briscoe right on his back bumper. Junior's still 9.5 seconds off the lead, too. He's got to go. And he's been trying to step on it, but laps wind by so quickly here. It's not going to be easy. Junior trying to go for 4 consecutive victories here tonight. Early on, it was looking like there was a possibility for another 1-2 finish for Junior Motorsports. That would also be a 4th consecutive if they could do it again tonight. It was Junior Gregson 1-2 the first 2 races. Michael Annett finished 2nd in the last race. Three wide up there. Harrison Burton stuck on the top. Briscoe to the bottom. Went the short way around to get around Harrison Burton. That lap car that was in the middle made it tough. And actually Burton was in the middle. The lap car was on the top. But either way, still the shortest way around. Got Chase Briscoe up to 3rd. But them battling hard has allowed Junior to catch him a lot quicker. Junior better make quick work of these guys if he's going to want to catch the leaders. He's still just less than 7 seconds back underneath Burton for 4th. He's going to get around him. He's got to run on Briscoe. Briscoe got held up by the lap car and corner exit. 3 wide to the bottom goes Junior into turn 1. Up to 3rd. The 07 not giving him a lot of room. Junior stuck on the apron, but he still clears the 98 of Briscoe. 6.5 seconds behind Austin Cindric, who led the most laps back in stage 1, has led the most laps total today. Haley in 2nd. Haley was able to steal the lead on the restart. It all helped out Haley when his team won him the race off pit road. Remember, Cindric had to restart in 3rd. Haley restarted 2nd, despite Cindric going in to the pits ahead of Haley. And Junior stayed out. So that gave Haley a front row spot. Cindric was stuck behind Junior. Couldn't get around him. That right front tire should last to the end of the stage. He's not worried about it right now. Oh no! Problems! Daniel Hemrick in the 8. Justin Haley had to go high to miss him. Hemrick was up in smoke all of a sudden. He made his way to pit road. We stayed green. And Justin Haley was only just less than 2 seconds off the lead. Now is about 4 seconds back. And Junior is right on his tailpipe trying to catch him for 2nd place himself. Into turn 3. Junior is right there. And Haley's got no match as he drifts up the track off of turn 4. Lower exit for Junior. 4 seconds back. 11 laps to go in stage 2. Junior's up to 2nd. Cindric was ahead of Hemrick when Hemrick was up in smoke for whatever reason that was. Haley, unfortunately, lost a ton of time there and a position in the process. So 10 laps left, stage 2. Battle for that playoff point. Cindric robbed of one. Already Junior just ran out of time. Can he get there this time? Same amount of laps. But again, he didn't fall as far behind. But it goes to show what kind of speed Cindric's got in his race car. The Junior's not able to catch him as rapidly as he caught everybody else. Might need lap traffic to come into play. Junior is better in 1 and 2 than 3 and 4. We mentioned that back in stage 1. That is the case here in this one as well. The second stage, nothing's really changed much there. There you see Cindric up there, and he's got about 4 lap cars right in front of him. That could cost him time. Junior, oh man, he caught Joe Nemechek in a terrible spot there. The rush to the outside on corner exit, barely clearing David Starr in the process. 7 to go at the line. Cindric is being held up big time. Junior's got to go. Cindric is 3 wide to the bottom off of turn number 2. The 2 lap cars to the outside trying to give him room. They almost made contact. Now they're 3 wide behind him. Junior has closed the gap. He's a 2.5 back. 6 to go. Junior running lower here. Through the tri-oval, trying to brake hard into turn 1. He's doing everything he can right now, just trying to run that different line. Still a couple lap cars in between them. Good corner through 3 and 4 that time for Junior, but he's going to catch Clements in a bad spot. No, he clears him barely. 5 to go on the stage. Cindric got caught behind Brandon Jones. Jones is going to battle him hard. Jones is trying to stay on the lead lap. Cindric looks high. Still can't get around Brandon Jones. He's going to have to go low. Cindric goes high again. Can't get there. Junior to the inside. Jones slides up in front of Cindric again. Junior to the bottom, to the lead. Dale Jr. with 4 to go in stage 2 has timed it right. And that just might have won him stage 2. Cindric is still... Clements starting to close in behind him. Junior about to get that playoff point this time around. 10 stage points, of course, going along with it for the regular season total. He's got a couple race lead. Even as we run in this race, the regular season standings over second place, who is Briscoe, despite Briscoe not having a win this season. Briscoe scored the second most points. Got a couple guys right around him still, too. White flag in the air this time by 1 lap to go now in stage 2. So stage 1 had 1 yellow for incident. Stage 2 looks like it's going to go caution free. And that will set up a 130 lap shootout here at Iowa to decide the winner of the race in the final stage. Dale Jr. will win stage 2. Another stage win, another playoff point on the season. Jr. is just off to a dominant start to this campaign. Austin Cindric, Justin Haley, Harrison Burton, Chase Briscoe, your top 5, followed by Chastain, Alfredo, Allgaier, Gregson, and Jones. Rounding out the top 10. Brandon Jones also does get the free pass at the end of the stage as well. So second set of tires going on the race car now. At the last pit stop of the day, these guys will have to make a stop in the final stage at some point in time. So by the time we go green, we will have 126 to go in the final stage here. So here we go. Third and final stage underway. Junior does win the race off pit road. Cindric at least was able to get the second that time, but again, he has led the most laps today. Seems to have the fastest car overall. Junior, the very end of the run, was able to get there. He was short in stage 1. But stage 2, he was able to get it done. What will happen in the final stage, which is longer. But again, these guys will have to pit at some point in time. Junior trying to hug the bottom. Oh, Haley almost ran into the side of Cindric. Junior has held Cindric up. Justin Haley to the lead. Harrison Burton right behind him. Junior still trying to hang on to third, but he figures if he can at least hold somebody back, it's got to be Cindric. Harrison Burton trying the outside, but he's going to lose ground there to Justin Haley and Cindric. Not off to a good start here. Losing ground on that inside lane behind Dale Jr. Cindric finally going to get under him. Junior washed up the track just a little bit. Cindric goes back to 6th. He'll move up to 5th now. And Justin Allgaier puts the bump and run to his teammate. And that slides him into the 10. And the 10 is in the wall. They're 4 wide off of turn 4 as well. Austin Hill skims on by. Little chain reaction moment right there as well. Ooh, Gregson had to check up. He almost got in the back of Junior as well. Junior started to slide up the track again. Gregson's there that time. Junior lets him go. Chastain, after the lost momentum, is back and he's up to 8th. Trying to chase down the 9 car of Gregson. So Junior just led 4 laps under green all day today. We are past halfway through the race. Definitely not one of his better chances to get the win here today. That is for sure, but this could make for an exciting finish. Called 48, welcome to the stream. Contact there. Oh, Junior stuck in the middle. Into turn 3. Had Clements on the inside. Tommy Joe Martin's on the top. 92. Oh, man. Williams got really loose off of turn 4. Almost got into the 44 of Martin's. Junior trying to run as close to the bottom as he can. Now he'll lose another spot to the guy who got the free pass at the stage break, Brandon Jones. Junior's just getting trained right now. Stuck in that middle of the top groove. And the 38, Jeff Green's now going to get underneath the 8 of Junior. Junior just going to beat him down the back straightaway, though. Oh, but he gets tight into turn 3, gave up the bottom again. Another car is going to get around him. And again dives back to the bottom, trying to cross over Green. Also didn't want the 0 of Jeffrey Earnhardt to get under him as well. 38 of Green kind of pinching him down there, and already Junior 7 seconds off the lead. Not too many more cars behind him either. Big run on the outside by Jeffrey Earnhardt. Coming around to 115 to go this time by in the race called. Man, look at that, 3 wide. 3 and 4. Even down the front stretch, they're still 3 wide. It's like Joe Graff Jr. got out of the gas now. Those other 2 guys go side by side into turn 1. He didn't want to get stuffed in the middle like he did in 3 and 4. These first 2 stages flew by tonight. Only 1 caution for incident back on lap 54 up to this point. But it has been a pretty fun race, to say the least, despite the very long green flag runs. Still 2 sets of tires left the rest of the way as well for Junior. Everybody, again, will have to pit once in this final stage. Fuel window's about 60 to 65 laps, so it's going to be really close even to make it on 1 stop. These guys can, but they have to run this opening run out about as long as they possibly can. Oh. Might have been a little bit of contact with the right rear of Junior in the 38. Jeff Green's left front. Junior just can't clear him. Now he clears him. Michael Annett still struggling tonight, back in 26. He's had 3 straight top 3s coming into this race. That streak looks like it's going to come to an end. It's already multiple laps down. Junior will get back around him again. Annett has just not had the speed that he's had the last few races. Goes to show again, being that close to winning one of those 3 races, especially at Mid-Ohio. Came down to the last corner 2 races ago. He tried to put the bumper to Dale Jr. in that final corner, but it wasn't enough to move him out of the way to win it. It was actually leading coming to the white flag. It was the last lap pass for the win for Junior in the first place. So Annett almost earned a ticket into the playoffs, but he's still going to have to wait in a bad points day today. Not going to help him there. Oh, look at Martins just all the way back to the inside. Kind of came up out of nowhere as Junior cleared him. Didn't think that Martins was going to be able to get that big of a run back down to the bottom underneath him, but he did.
Still there? All right, you're clear.
That time Martins wasn't able to cross him back over when Junior got around him. Couldn't get as good of a run off a turn forward like he did a couple laps ago. That prior situation between the two. Oh man, Junior couldn't quite clear Vinnie Miller. He came close. Still to his outside. Outbreaks him into turn 1, and now he's got the spot. Not for position, but obviously on the track that just means one less car to pass to get to the leaders, but still 11.5 off the lead. Seconds, that is. Next full race live stream will be tomorrow at some point after the Cup Series race. I don't think I'm going to have time beforehand, so it's likely going to have to be afterwards. Probably set it up to be anywhere between an hour to an hour and a half after the race. Race starts right about 3, so. Probably shoot. It's going to be a fairly quick race. It's only 312 miles, so. 312 laps at Phoenix. Probably shoot for right around 7 o'clock, I'd say. Probably be a good time. Early enough. Get a cup race in still. We'll just go anywhere between an hour to an hour and a half after the finish of the race. By the time the post-race analysis video can get uploaded. So whenever the race ends tomorrow, we'll go an hour to an hour and a half after for the next full race live stream. And it will be NASCAR Thunder 2004. And it will be the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So that'll be a fun one. We got a crown jewel coming up next for NASCAR Thunder 04. Jacob Comstock, welcome to the stream. Chastain stuck behind the 6 of David Starr. Junior drives it in deep, gets underneath Starr, and definitely going to be able to pass Chastain there. For 9th. Still only about halfway through the run. 100 laps to go, this time by at Iowa. Got 5 people currently watching here on a Saturday night short track racing on NASCAR Heat 5. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Kind of a later stream here tonight. We will still get this done at a pretty reasonable time, especially for a Saturday. And thanks to everybody for staying a little bit later, regardless of the fact. And if you are watching, subscribe. Daily NASCAR content. Full race live streams with a realistic broadcast for NASCAR video games is a huge part of the channel as I start my broadcasting career to hopefully one day broadcast real NASCAR races. So that's why we do the realistic broadcasts for this race, trying to get the word out there, so get the name out there. So thanks for everybody that has supported me up to this point and will continue to, because it means a lot. Pretty cool the feedback I get from you guys too on top of it. I say it a lot, but it's only because I mean it. On the road to 1,000 subs as well. And just over 600 for about a week or so now. Harrison Burton in 7th place, trying to run the top side of the racetrack. That's probably not going to work. We haven't seen that work really at all here tonight. Definitely doesn't work in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, it's a little bit better, but run that middle lane. We've seen that work time and time again. We saw it work for Burton that time. He's just got to come down from the wall. Junior just keeps getting stuck behind these lap cars, just trying to squeeze underneath the 99 of Balicki. They're 3 wide. For a short moment, again, Burton trying to run the top and stay away from Junior. Junior to his inside through 3 and 4. Will he clear him? Yes, he will. For 7th, Junior is easily all clear. Justin Haley not too far ahead of him in 6th. Junior's only 7.5 seconds off the lead. Remember, Cindric did not get to the lead at the start of this stage like he did back at stage 1 and 2. Got held up behind Junior on that last restart and actually fell back to 6th before trying to work himself back through the field when Junior restarted in the lead. After Junior won the 2nd stage of the race, finished in the 5th position back at stage 1. Junior all over the back of Haley now for 6th. Alfredo not too far ahead in 5th, only 1.5 seconds ahead of these two battling. Not much of a battle though. Junior will take the spot easily. Car just coming out of the pits, maybe a little short pit. Can't make it to the end from there though. So it might have been an issue for David Starr. That's a tough break. David Starr was in the top 15 most of the night. Last we saw he was in 13th. In fact, first driver, or one of the first drivers, 1 lap down, so that is very unfortunate. He's going to need things to cycle through. He's going to want a chance to get back into this thing, or at least gain his spots back. Now, if it does stay green long enough for everything to cycle through, that could actually work out for David Starr. He could gain a few positions out of it at least, as long as he wasn't on pit road for too terribly long of a time, repairing whatever it was that made him come to pit road early in the first place. Junior just going to be able to clear Anthony Alfredo. Look at that huge amount of lap traffic not too far ahead. Some of the leaders are in that little bit of a pack. See Allgaier, Briscoe up there. Briscoe 3rd, Allgaier 4th. Allgaier is on the very top side of the track. Briscoe was for a moment. Now he's more in that middle lane, but he's got a lap car to his inside, which is why Briscoe's up there in the first place. As well why Allgaier's up there. Top 5 are within 4 seconds of the race lead. Not a large gap between them. I'd have to assume Cindric's in the lead. Could be wrong, but... Oh no, there was contact back in the 0. Sorry, the 6 rather of David Starr. There was contact with Matt Mills. That was a big time save by Starr, and I think having fresher tires probably helped him save it. I think Mills kind of just chopped him off, not realizing that David Starr was there. That was a big time save, and we stay green. That happened right in front of Dale Jr. too. Jr. with a run. Up to 4th, outbraking Justin Allgaier to pass him into turn 1. Gregson not too far ahead of Briscoe. Briscoe's actually running him down there that last lap, and now he's still closing in on him. Gregson's stuck behind the lap car. I believe that's the 51 of Clements he was stuck behind through 3 and 4. Junior to the inside of Briscoe, down for 3rd though. Shoots the gap. Gets to the inside of Clements as well before Clements can come down the track, and Junior's up to 3rd. Looking quickly now underneath of Gregson for 2nd, can't quite get underneath him. Not that time at least. Off of turn 4 he will. Gregson had to keep it off the 44. Wasn't a good corner exit for him. 3 wide. And Junior up to 2nd. Less than 3 seconds behind Cindric, the race leader. Sam Stone, welcome to the stream. Kind of overdrove the corner slightly there. There you see Cindric not too far ahead. Oh, this is going to get big. 1 second now off the lead. Taking him a while since the start of the stage to get up here again. Trying to lead his first green flag lap of the final stage. Cindric still stuck on the outside of Sieg. Junior closes the gap right to his back bumper. Off of turn 4. 3 wide to the middle now. Using the 90 of Beccarella as a pick. Cindric led the last lap, but Dale Jr. quickly to the lead into turn 1. And Cindric got stuck behind both Sieg and the 90 of Beccarella. Jr. puts another lap car of Colby Howard in between the two. And Jr. quickly able to pull away. And at the line, it'll be an official lead change. 78 laps to go at Iowa tonight. He pulls down right in front of him. We are getting closer to green flag pit stops. Junior can make it to 65 laps to go. And he can make it on fuel to the end of the race from there. But that right front tire might not make it 65 laps. Green flag conditions, it's made it as far as 57. Probably could have won a few extra laps too. Really tough to go more than 60 laps, but we don't know if it's going to stay caution-free to the end of the race as well. Again, the only caution for incident was well over 100 laps ago. It was at lap 54 back at stage 1. Junior has to stay out as long as he can. The problem is with this being a short track, you will easily lose a lap on the field by short pitting, if not more. So it is not worth short pitting. David Starr did it because of a circumstance in which he, I would have to assume, had no other choice. Junior trying to make it as far into the run as he can on fuel. maybe hope for a caution to come out. He'll lose time on the restart, but he'll have enough laps to get it back. I don't think he's too worried about it as long as he has at least a halfway decent restart. He will go backwards no matter what, but better than having an even later race restart, I guess, with less time to recover. He's got about 3 seconds of damage. I think he's going to repair under the stop as well, especially if it's under green. It will be a slight advantage for him by short pitting if everything cycles through. That's the only way it would be an advantage. So you can see how much the tires would mean. Having about 60 lap fresher tires for about 5 laps or so, that alone can gain him a couple extra seconds on the second place driver, and Cindric is now 7 seconds off the lead all of a sudden. Wasn't that far a couple laps ago, and there's a car up in the wall in turns 1 and 2. That might bring out our second caution. Can't tell who it is. A couple of drivers clogged up behind him off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Still smoke rolling down into turn 3. Finally that car gets down to the bottom, and it looked like it was Mike Harmon in the 74 with problems. 70 to go. We'll stay green for now at least. No caution there, surprisingly. I'm surprised there wasn't there. He was definitely in the way of some of these lap cars. But we do stay green. It's been a couple hard hits today that caution didn't come out for. Tommy Joe Martin's blowing that right front tire right in front of Junior way back in stage 1. That was even before the first caution of the night. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. And Junior's got a big lead here, about 9.5 seconds or so. He's going to stay out at least one more lap, just in case the yellow comes out. Gonna put Brandon Jones a lap down now. Junior staying out one more lap. Gonna risk it. We'll see if it'll work. I'll give him 66 laps. I think he's gonna be a lap short. It's the only reason he's stretching it now. I think he's still gonna be a lap short when he comes out of the pits. But he's got to pit now. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel under the stop. 40 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit. And here we go. I guess he can make it on fuel, but again, the tires is what is the big factor here for Junior and trying to make it to the end. But the pit window is open for everybody else to make it on fuel whenever they decide to pit. Junior short pitting that right front. Might have been able to make it one more lap, but it was going to be pushing it. And this could set up for an interesting finish to this race. That'll be big. That is by far his largest lead of the night. He only led 4 green flag laps in the first 2 stages combined before leading for about 15 to 20 laps there before coming to pit road. He was pulling away largely due to the lap traffic. He'll come out of the pits in 9th place. 10th rather. Chastain just got around him. But he's might be able to get to the free pass position. I think Chastain is the first driver 1 lap down. I believe. Yeah, not anymore. If he was, Junior just cleared him off of turn 2. Oh man. Benny Miller blocking high. Miller's having a great run today as well, currently in 14th. He's progressively moved forward throughout the course of the race. And this is going to be interesting. Caution! With 64 laps to go, the caution will wave. And that is a bummer for Dale Jr. as he was a lap down by accidentally having a short pit, and Gregson was actually in the lead at the timing of the caution, not Cindric. Wonder how Gregson got up there. Junior will pit. It'll be his fourth and final set of tires. He will get the free pass anyway. Top off on fuel while he's at it. Might as well. Better safe than sorry. This will give him a couple extra laps on these tires. That's the only reason he's pitting here, but this is it. He cannot pit again. This is only the second caution per incident. It came with 63 laps to go. First time in well over 100 laps since the last caution per incident. Green flag will be back in the air. Junior has to come from the rear of the field and try to get his way to the front. 60 laps to go at Iowa. 59 rather. So less than 60 to go. This is going to be tough. Came from this distance in stage 2, but actually he wasn't even this far back. He's restarting at the back. Remember when he started at the rear at the beginning of the race, he only got up to 5th back in stage 1. So this is going to be tough if it stays caution free to the end. But we'll see. Gotta push hard every single lap from now to the finish of the race. Oh wow, the 6 just went way up the track, got really tight. David Starr. Remember, he unfortunately had to short pit too. He was just outside the top 10. And he's probably going to get lucky to even get back in the top 20 now with that caution. He did not need that to happen. So it's a good thing Junior was in the free pass position. He was able to pit there. And Bilicki going to get right back around him. Junior chases him down to the inside, trying to cross him back over. Not going to be able to hang to that left rear. Bilicki got loose off of turn 2. Junior gets right back under him again, but now Junior can't get his car to turn in turns 3 and 4. A decent corner exit there from Junior. Back to Bilicki's inside again. Bilicki kind of crowding him. Junior, those left sides on the apron there. He's had a pretty stable car tonight, though. Junior's just struggling at the beginning of this run. More so, I think, than what we've seen up to this point tonight. Yeah, I was a lap down, so I got the free pass. I had to restart at the back. So that's why. Free pass car has to start behind everybody. Tail end of the longest line. By rule. We're trying to come from deep in the field. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. It's already over 10 seconds off the lead. It was a clean restart because he didn't have contact with anybody, but he's not clean as far as how quickly he's getting through the traffic. He is just painfully not able to get through these guys quick enough. Finally gets back around Bilicki again. Hopefully Josh doesn't cross him back over. I think he's too far back to do it this time, like he was able to the first couple times. Over 200 laps into this race. That means we are only less than 50 to go now. 6 in the 47, trying to give Junior room on the bottom, but Junior just not able to get to the gas soon enough with how tight the car is at the beginning of the run.
All clear.
13 seconds off the lead.
Still there? All right, clear outside. We have the bottom here.
The good news is, with it being later and later into the race, lap car is not going to be as easy to pass if they're battling for position. And that could cause problems for who is likely Austin Cindric leading this race. He has had the fastest car all night. Trying to get this done. Again, Junior won stage 2 and finished 5th at stage 1. Currently in the top 10 now in 9th, the last car in the lead lap, but he's had a good car for the majority of the night, but he has led probably nothing more than 20 laps under green all night tonight. So he hasn't led much. And trying to pull off the win could definitely be a tough go to the end of this race if we don't get another caution. If we do get another caution, as long as nobody else pits to take fresh tires, I think he's all right. Remember, Junior cannot pit for tires the rest of the race. He's on his final set.
Careful, still there. Careful.
Fuel plenty good to the end. He's about 10 laps to the good currently. Not going to burn that much over the course of the run.
Still there.
Austin Hill crowding Junior. Junior was all the way on top of that yellow line in 1 and 2. That is the apron on the bottom of the track. Really drove it in hard through 3 and 4, and he clears Austin Hill easily that time. Hill gave him a lot more room. 40 laps left. $16 to almost 16 and a half seconds off the lead. Only problem with a long run car is that in every long run there's a short run. And this short run is worse than any other short run so far tonight for Dale Jr. With getting caught a lap down. Had to short pit. That right front might have been able to make it one more lap, but it wouldn't have mattered. Even if he did, he still would have went a lap down. Caution came out about 3 laps after he came off of pit road, so he wasn't going to be able to stretch it that long on the right front. And the leaders were within 2 to 3 laps of coming to pit road for their final stop of the day, but they were able to come under caution instead. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time in the race here tonight. 36 laps to go. The onboard cam here with Dale Jr. See Brandon Jones in 8th place up ahead there. Bright yellow, number 19. Some lap cars still in between them. Junior almost 17 seconds off the lead now. Car's slowly starting to come alive. I don't think it's at that point yet where it has hit the climax of how far he will drop back before he tries to cut into the lead, but he is very close to that point. Actually gained a little bit of time that last lap, and I think a large part of it is probably lap traffic, but you gotta take it any way you can get it at this point for Junior. Trying to keep the win streak alive and trying to make it 4 in a row. Here's Brandon Jones, thought about going up the middle. Junior a little higher entry, arcs it off on the exit of turn 2. Really got the car to drive well there. Big run. Oh, we got trouble up ahead here. Car on the inside of the track. Man, that was just a log jam. I believe it was Ryan Sieg who was slow on the track through turns 3 and 4. We stay green though. He was able to get to pit road. 14 seconds off the lead. I think that was, oh man, big loose moment there. Junior drove it in hard through 1 and 2. Well, it allows him to catch Justin Haley for 7th a lot quicker, but I don't really think that helped or hurt him as far as trying to catch the race leader. I think the leader was behind that. He's still 14 seconds back, but he's up to 7th now. So just 6 more positions ahead of him to get to the lead. Less than 30 laps to go. This could be intense here to the finish. This could have the makings for another classic race on the channel. Short track racing on a Saturday night. He might give his teammate a lot more room. Knowing Gregson likely won't have anything for the finish. That's possible. Not just his teammate, but the team owner. Paul Gregson again to the outside, losing ground. Junior's closing in. And now Gregson to the bottom. Junior wasn't quite close enough to make a move anyway. Good drive off. Now we'll look underneath him going into turns 1 and 2, so up to 6 that way. Gregson gave him plenty of room. Junior shoots the gap under Jesse Little. Actually got it to stick really well. There's Alfredo in 5th. Junior running a lot lower down the front stretch. Trying to run a little bit different line. Trying to shortcut the track as much as he can. It makes for an awkward angle into turn 1. So he really has to be careful to try and hit his marks right without flatlining the corner too much. Harrison Burton caught behind David Starr, it looks like. On the outside. Junior up to 4th. Burton gets back to the back bumper of Junior, but he wasn't able to cross him back over. So Briscoe about 1.5 seconds ahead in 3rd, another 7 seconds ahead of where Junior's at currently to the second place car of Justin Allgaier. Allgaier can stay in the top two, and Junior can just get up there as well. That could be the fourth straight finish for Junior Motorsports to go at least 1-2. They won 1-2-3 in 2 races in this 3-race stretch. Michigan, they went 1-2 in the last race, but they were 1-2-3 at Charlotte and Mid-Ohio. Looking high on Briscoe. Briscoe gave him the outside. Junior trying to take the run into turn 3. Barely clears him. Aggressive move there by Junior. Made it work perfectly. Really was able to arc the corner off in the process. 10.5 seconds still off the lead. 21 laps to go. And Allgaier's about 4.5 seconds off the lead. It's going to take a lot for him to catch Cindric. Cindric's been the guy to beat all day long. He has led well over half the race. I guarantee by race end he's probably going to lead over 150 laps of the 250. He's been that dominant tonight. And he was, unfortunately for himself, not able to win either one of the first 2 stages. Justin Haley won stage 1, Dale Jr. won stage 2, so what we'll make of it for Cindric here in this final stage? Can he get the race win and get the last lap? Get that first win of the year to lock himself into the playoffs. He's come close a couple times, but this might be his best opportunity yet this season. Last time he was this close was probably Mid-Ohio. He finished 4th, but he did lead some laps that day. Actually finished 2nd in stage 1 and stage 2 that day as well, so Cindric was 2nd in stage 2 tonight. Stage 1, I believe he finished in 3rd. And Allgaier's just not gaining any time on him, and Allgaier's actually got a lot of lap traffic in between him and the race leader as well. So obviously that is lap cars Junior is going to have to catch and pass also. And will we stay green to the end of the race is another question. Only 2 cautions per incident so far tonight. Right front's been wearing down on Dale Jr. as well. That's also something to monitor. How hard he's been pushing it in this final stint to the finish. Final fuel and tire run. This 59 lap shootout from the last restart. From the rear to the front, trying to get it done. Had to go the long way. Valiant effort though, even just to get back to 3rd. And he will get to 2nd on Allgaier eventually here. Allgaier's caught in heavy lap traffic. Now he's got Brandon Jones right in front of him. Jones has not been an easy car to pass tonight for really anybody, and he's holding up Allgaier. I mean, Allgaier, even after Jones has a couple lap cars in front of that, now he's caught behind Joe Nemechek. Junior easily going to get to his inside and up to 2nd. Just less than 5 seconds now off the race lead. Chipping away. He was 17 seconds back before he started to run these guys down. And that was the fastest lap Junior has ran all day, 23.875. So he is absolutely hustling right now to try and get to Austin Cindric. Cindric's got 1 lap car right in front of him. And he'll have another and then a little break before the next couple. So he might be dealing with lap traffic here periodically the rest of the way. You're going to get around Jeffrey Earnhardt easily. He's rallied back to 14th. He's Kind of slowly been chipping his way through the field as well. 11 to go. Right front down to 20% tire wear now for Dale Jr. A lot of it has to do with how tight he was at the beginning of the run. Cindric got caught in heavy lap traffic that last lap. Now the lead is only 2.5 seconds. Jr. had to go high on Landon Castle. That'll cost him a little bit of time himself. Cindric, though, caught off of turn 4 behind a lap car himself. 10 to go. Man, even faster that last lap for Junior. He's not letting up. He doesn't care about the right front right now. He's got to catch Cindric to get to the lead and try to expand that before he even thinks about trying to save his equipment. Junior has ran 2 of his fastest laps of the race within the final 15 laps on old tires. This is insane how hard he is running right now to catch Austin Cindric. A lot of lap traffic in front of the 22, but Junior is only a couple car lengths back off of turn 2. Big run! Cindric caught behind a lap car! Junior to the lead into turn 3. Cindric finally goes low, he gets under him. Lead change officially at the line. 7 laps to go. Can Junior hang on to win it? And now he wants to see it stay green. Especially no overtime. He can't afford to run past the scheduled limit, the scheduled distance to this race, because he is not going to make it an extra lap from what it seems like. Trying to open the lead back up now. 6 to go this time by. And Cindric caught behind more lap traffic there, side by side right in front of him. Gregson's going to go a lap down. Just 7 cars now in the lead lap. All got her way too far behind Cindric to try and keep the top 2 streak going for Junior Motorsports. Unless we get a caution. Junior doesn't want to see one himself, though. 5 to go. Yeah, Junior is committed to not saving right now. Only a 2-second lead. And he's just trying to hustle to get to the white flag just in case we get a caution. We get one now, we go to overtime anyway, so caution won't help him. It might most certainly hurt him, though. 3 to go. We had a green-white checkered at the end of stage 1, a 2-lap shootout there. Junior was on old tires, and Justin Haley, that's how he was able to win the stage. He's had a better restart on the outside, nonetheless. 2 to go. He could save when he gets to the white flag, if he needs to. He's going to get there. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Dale Jr. Led less than 30 green flag laps all night. Just took the lead again with 7 to go. Quickly out to a 6-second lead. Lap traffic has not helped Cindric at all in this final stretch to the finish, nor has it really all night. Dale Jr. steals the show and wins at Iowa. 4 straight victories for Junior. A big time win. What a season it has been. Racking up the wins, the playoff points, the points in general to try and win that regular season title. What a season it has been for this 8 team for Junior Motorsports. Only 4 drivers finished on the lead lap today. We'll take you through the finishing results. Dale Jr. with the win, followed by Austin Cindric, Justin Allgaier, Chase Briscoe, and Harrison Burt, your top 5. Alfredo Justin Haley, who won stage 1. Noah Gregson 8th. 9th was Brandon Jones. And Brandon Brown sneaks in there with the top 10 at the end of the race. And again, Junior won stage 2, as well as winning the race at the end of the day. And your DNFs for tonight's race, we had a handful of them. Ryan Sieg, Mike Harmon, Joe Graff Jr., Daniel Hemrick, and Riley Herbst, all DNFs. So 5 drivers failed to finish this race. Again, doing the points myself for the Xfinity Series, but I can attest that Junior has a big points lead. Haiti, welcome to the stream there right at the end as well. Cindric led 155 of the 250 laps led today. I called it. I knew he was going to lead over 150 laps with how fast that car was, and he did just that. Finished second, but obviously not going to cut it for him. Tough break. Still searching for that first win of the season. But congratulations to him for winning the Xfinity race, or championship earlier today. Well, yeah, championship in general, obviously. Great season for him. Caps it off on top. But nonetheless, that is going to do it here for this one today. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below if you enjoyed the race, the commentary, the video in general. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the next full race live stream. Coverage will start anywhere between an hour to an hour and a half after the Cup race is over tomorrow, the championship race at Phoenix. So go ahead and watch that. Predictions video will be out before the race starts, well before it starts. So also look out for that on the channel as well. So subscribe for more. I can't talk here. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.